Hey, hey YouTube, I haven't made a video on here in a while, and I thought maybe I should. Um, I was actually thinking about one subject I could actually talk about, and that's religion. Um, the fact that there is a fact that um, there seems to be this idea amongst certain uh, religious factions out there, and even some people not affiliated with religion, that Christianity in particular is a religion that, if you belong to it, you cannot belong to the LGBT community, that they're mutually exclusive. I find this sad. Um, I struggled a long time with my faith. A long time, and for some time I figured myself as no longer Christian, and it took a long time to get back to faith, and it's difficult, and to hear so many other people saying that, well, completely invalidating it, that what I believe can't possibly be what I believe because, well, my religion doesn't condone me. But the way I take it is, I read the entire Bible, cover to cover, which I figure anybody who, from any faith, needs to read their faith's holy book, cover to cover. Read it. Figure out what you believe from it. That's what I did. I read the Bible all the way through, and I got what I got out of it. That means I looked at where the passages were that supposedly condemn LGBT people. I looked at other stuff. I tried to find out what I could, what I've done that's wrong, or anything like that, where it really is subjective and things like that. And when it comes down to it, there isn't really a whole lot that one could even point to as anti-gay in the Bible. I mean, there's Leviticus and the writings of Paul that might say it more explicitly. But I don't like to take Paul in there. I mean, that's taking the word of a person who's trying to set up a church. And Leviticus is an outdated form of law that nobody follows Leviticus to the letter. And if they did, that only if they did could they ever pull a passage out of there and say this is like this. It's just the way it goes. And when you look truly at it, if you look at the words of Jesus, he never once mentions homosexuality. Yeah, I realize I didn't have the term at the time, but they were under the direct influence of the Greeks. The Greeks, whose culture almost okay. This is probably just a little bit of my a bit of bad education on my part, but I see it as they almost had it mandatory, homosexuality, for a bit. I don't know. I could be way off. But it's the fact that they were completely accepting of it. And that's just something that, well, if it was so wrong, then the most holy man in Christian doctrine would have said something. The Greeks and the Romans too, they had it too. That's what it comes down to. If Jesus didn't mention it, then who are we to condemn it entirely? The only thing I ever saw Jesus condemn in the New Testament was divorce, actually, which is funny because our society never even looks at that stuff. Which I would like to see people actually take a look into the whole idea that the only thing that Jesus is saying is wrong is divorce and anything like that. See why society goes with the way it goes on that. It really makes me mad as well after reading all that stuff to know that the the, the Catholic Church is perpetuating the idea that that there are these passages in the Bible that don't exist. That in newer translations they throw in words that didn't exist, like homosexuality, into Leviticus and stuff like that. We take the King James version, which his was incredibly biased, and everything like that. You have to look at things from a perspective of that the whole book was written by man. That may have been divinely inspired, but written by man, edited by man, translated by man, passed from royalty to royalty over the years, where they could add whatever they wanted, because, well, they usually had a stranglehold on literacy, and also on the archives of society. And so they could just say, okay, I don't want you guys to do this, put it in there. It's just the way it goes. So for people to think that it is one thing and one thing only really gets to me. And yes, I realize I've kind of rambled on this topic, but it is something that I have vested interest in. I mean, I identify as Christian and transgender. That really, according to so many people, is not possible. I see it as perfectly fine and perfectly possible in every sense. Just so long as you know what you're doing. Know what you believe. Don't take it from what other people say. Take it from what you believe. The interpretation is yours. That's the way it goes. And really, also I want to thank everybody who subscribed to me. I realize I really am kind of boring. I don't understand why you guys watch my videos, but thank you. If you find me interesting, you find me more interesting than I find myself. So I guess until my next video, which I hope won't be after months and months like this one was, have a good day.